And welcome to another episode of From My Mother's Basement, the show where we basically celebrate everything being a geek. I'm Jason.
And I am Michael.
And Michael, what have you been up to this past week?
Well, I was sick for half of it, so I haven't been doing a lot. I did do, and actually tried to do some Japanese stuff, and that hasn't been working out so well because I've been sick. But I picked up Watashi wa bleh. Yes. But yeah, so no, I been doing okay. Just watched a new series that came out this week that is in some ways really cool, but in other ways really disturbing. This week on TBS, King of the Nerds debuted.
Oh, I heard about this. It's to be honest, I first heard it and it went, "Oh, it's a geek dating game," and I'm out.
No, it's not. It's think of it like Survivor.
Okay.
Only geeks and nerds, including one guy who claims he's a master hacker, which is really funny. Yeah, no, I didn't recognize his name either. And
every master hacker I know does not go around saying I'm a master hacker. That's a good way to get yourself caught.
Well, and he talked about how the fact that he'd been caught, and one of the other geeks listening goes, "Well, you can't have been that good. You got caught." Which I thought was pretty damn awesome. But basically, what it is you remember the movie Revenge of the Nerds, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you had the main nerd played by Robert Carradine, and the guy who played Booger. They're the hosts.
Okay.
And, they got 11 quote unquote super nerds together. They've got like they've got a neuroscientist, 2 physicists, a mathematician, a video gamer.
Okay, so actual like legit nerds, not just like I sit in my parents' basement and make podcasts.
These are legit. Well, no, there's something like that too. Because there's a video game pro. There's a pro video game girl who's actually kind of cute.
Okay.
There's a video game blogger chick. There's a general nerd comic, mainly DC Batman girl.
Okay.
And some other weird nerdy shit. All of which were actually kind of cool, although one of them you could tell a complete fanboy. Oh my god.
I was gonna wonder if they were gonna include one of those like uber otaku like nerd fanboys.
Surprisingly, no anime nerds, which shocked me. I mean, they had some knowledge. I mean, a couple of guys, like one guy, the one they show in the commercial who does the really bad nerd rap.
Which kind of like, I saw that and went, no.
Oh, yeah, well, that guy, there's one of the things, because like they have the Nerd Off Challenge.
Okay.
And this challenge, it was like a big chess game thing. And they had this girl come out in the, oh my god, are you effing serious? Catgirl Harajuku Neon. Screaming pink hair, little black fluffy tail coming out of this screaming pink tutu. And she's the one that goes out and moves the head.
And let me guess, all the guys had to sit down at that moment, right?
They all shifted, interestingly. The one guy's like, and now comes this cat girl from Harajuku. I'm like going, holy shit, of course, he's the one who knows anime. Great.
You're making it sound like I need to jump on next season just to get the...
It's on the one hand, it's painful. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, I feel like Peter Puppy and Earthworm Jim, and yet I stare, perversely fascinated.
So it was amusing. So essentially, this is a nerd type Survivor.
Exactly, it's Nerd Survivor.
Okay. It's
got some funny.
Should I give it a shot? I'll watch a rerun when it comes on.
You know, the first episode was this week. I mean, there are a couple of them I'm looking at and going, "Oh God, this is not gonna go well." I'm waiting for the hacker guy to get his ass handed to him. I'm
a master hack.
Yeah.
I'm seriously gonna call up Conway Stern and go, dude.
No, that's like I kind of want to call him. I want to call him up and call up Black Walnut and say, "Hey, you know this geek?"
Wow.
Other than that,
Okay. I might have to watch or give it a shot, at least a couple episodes.
Yeah, I only the only reason I got to watch it because it's on at 10 is I was sick, so I was sick in the living room watching TV.
Well, there you go.
And this came, I'm like, what the hell? Why not? Excuse me. I've also been like on a serious Big Bang Theory rush lately. And then I also picked up a couple things last week that I didn't show you. They came out with these little, you know how they come out with, like the capsule ball figures and the various figures that you buy in the boxes and stuff?
Right.
Well, this one we picked up yesterday. It's Amari. And it's
nice.
really well made. Let's see.
Nice detail on the base, and even has
good detail on the outfit, on the head. The head sculpt's decent.
That's
cool. I mean, it's actually a really good piece. And this is one of those, you know how they got those boxes that are like $8-10 or whatever?
Right.
The randoms, that's what we got.
As long as you do not do what this one video has gone viral, at least it's been all over Reddit, with anime figures.
Is it another perverted Woody thing, or?
Well, a perverted fan, I should say. There is a video online. I skimmed maybe a total of a minute through it because I could not sit and watch the entire thing. It's 24 minutes long, and it says Otaku in Germany just spends the entire video just like licking and drooling all over his figures. I'm like, I know there is a subset of fans that do that.
Pants.
What's up?
It's a German male version of Francie Pants.
Yes. Now, I'm glad he did not go to the extreme of the very small subset of figure fans who to unleash on their figures. Let's call it that.
The Gensha fans.
Yeah, I'm just like, but yeah, this video.
That's right up there with Gensha files.
Someone took this video, posted it on Reddit, and it has hundreds of thousands of views now. And yeah,
you're gonna have to hook me up. I gotta check this out.
Yeah, it was just like I'm sitting here watching that. I turn over here and look at my figures, and I'm like, never a chance in hell. I like them; they're pretty, but I look at them, and that's it.
The other thing that I got that these came out recently is in those whole random collector sets. I got these guys.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yay, Daleks.
Yay, Daleks. I didn't get the Supreme Dalek, which is the one I wanted. I got the Eternal Dalek and the Scientist Dalek. But they come in this little box, so if you see them at a comic book shop or whatever, grab them. They've got a lot of really cool figures. And if you're going after a Dalek or a TARDIS, if you can, pick up the individual boxes, go for the heavier ones. Because the heavier ones are going to be your Daleks or your TARDIS.
But I'm hesitant to agree with you on that for the sole fact that
they don't bait it like
they don't bait it.
They don't bait it.
For what we're
the Batmobile, they did that with because they stuck that big heavy cardboard in it.
Right.
But
that's what we were talking about baiting, is that if you're trying to do stuff by weights, Michael picked up something for HeroClix. It felt heavy, but once he pulled out, which was a really awesome Batmobile.
It turned out to be the Batmobile,
there was a really thick piece of weighted cardboard at the bottom, so you couldn't do the whole weighted thing.
8 ounces or some shit. It was
really
heavy. But no, they don't do that, and not with these anyway. So they're really cool. And the last thing I picked up today, actually, because he finally had some in, a hard-to-find comic. It's an independent.
Okay.
It's called Comic Book Junkie. And it's about the dark side of the comics industry circa the 90s. And by dark side, I mean this guy's makes a mistake of leaving this chick he met in his apartment alone after he bragged about how valuable his comics were. Day before a convention, and she stole them. So him and 2 other comic book seller friends of his show up, pull out shotguns, pistols, and bust in to do a Pulp Fiction on the guys who've got their comic books.
Wow.
This is a variant cover. This is not the standard cover.
I was going to say, that's a nice cover there.
This is a variant cover. And I got it signed by the author. But it's, yeah. You're going to laugh when I tell you who the author is later.
All right.
But anyway, but that's actually, I wasn't expecting much from it. actually really pretty good.
Okay, okay.
Kind of dark, kind of edgy, but and it pokes fun at everything. Like there's one scene where the guys when they kick in the door to get the comics back.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, see your friends over here, they're knocked over. So far we haven't had to shoot anybody yet. Unless you want to make us change that, you're gonna pack all these comics up and put them in the van, and you better be real fucking careful with the spawns. And they're like picking on other series.
Okay.
Oh, it's fun. It really
All
is.
right, it's cool. I'll have to check those out.
And they're supposed to be coming out in a couple months, so that's issue 1.
Gotcha. Okay. For me, I'm starting to become more, still getting over getting sick myself. Although I had a good friend of mine, Ruben, he's HPO in the chat most times. Come over, brought his Wii U. We played that for a little bit, and then we just started talking about comics. And he brought a few over that I haven't read yet. And we're not talking like, Suicide Squad, X-Men, that type of stuff. We're talking some like not like really name brand characters. I mean, the closest we got to like name brand characters, what he brought over was Kick-Ass 2. And I finally read this. Absolutely amazing. I cannot wait for the second movie. There's already a screenshot of Jim Carrey's character in the movie, which kind of looks pretty accurate.
Nice.
But I came across 2 comics that they're like small little miniseries. They don't include anybody you've ever heard before. They're all brand new characters, and they're really cool stories. The lesser of the 2, the first one I'm going to talk about, is actually called Superior. And the idea behind it is that you have, in this universe, there's a slew of superhero movies with this character called Superior. And he has a sidekick, which is like a small little monkey in an astronaut suit. And I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. But it focuses around this little 12-year-old boy who's basically crippled, can't do anything for himself and whatnot. And one night, the monkey from the movie pops up in his room and goes, you've been chosen to be given a gift. Any wish you want. So obviously the kid wishes he could be superior so he can do everything he can't do. The monkey goes, okay, I'll give you that, and I'll explain the reason why in 1 week. So it gives him his powers, and he disappears. So for that week, he looks like Superior, which means he looks like the actor who's playing the superhero, going all over the world and averting disasters and stopping wars and all this jazz, and everybody starts loving him within a week. And here's the thing, though. In this universe, there are no superheroes. This is like the first superhero ever, the actual superhero. So what does every superhero need? Is a villain. So the monkey, which he thought was like an angel come down from heaven to give me another chance at life. No, think of the opposite way. He has like an enemy in school. So the monkey goes to the enemy kid in school, and goes, what do you want? Do you want to get back at him? For everything you guys have been going back and forth. And he goes, yes, I want to become a villain and do all this stuff, but he doesn't have to give up anything. He's doing it just free. No ifs, ands, or buts. Restraints. Yeah, no restraints. So this happens. As soon as the kid becomes a villain, he goes back to the little monkey goes back to the original kid who becomes the superhero and takes his powers away. And so he's back to being a 12-year-old crippled kid. And then goes, I will give you back all your powers you had for a week. You can save humanity. You can beat this villain and save the world if you sell me your soul. That's all I'm going to say. So you got to read it more to talk about that.
Nice.
That was awesome.
There's there's one other comic that came up, but go ahead and tell yours.
The other one, the one that I have volume 1 right here, and I need to go buy volumes 2 through 7 the second I can, because it was that good. It is called Irredeemable. The little catchphrase for this series is, what if the world's greatest hero decided to become the world's greatest villain?
That would be awesome.
So think of a Superman type character, completely invulnerable. You can't hurt him. You can't kill him. Pretty much all the same powers as Superman. And he's saving the world. He has a slew of other superheroes in his team and whatnot. But the way the issue 1 starts is he's going around killing all of his former teammates. And throughout the rest of the series, it actually explains why he's doing that, the backstory into how he he changed
Snaps.
mentally
Uh-huh.
from being a superhero to I'm gonna kill everyone. One scene he's at the UN, and Singapore, out of all the countries, goes, we wish to give you a member, we should give you money, gold, whatever you want. And he asks why. And it was a two-part answer. One, because we respect you, and two, we're afraid of you. Because of that second part, he went, you're afraid of me, huh? He takes off. Next thing you know, he sinks Singapore. He starts throwing these asteroids from space down and just annihilates Singapore.
Seriously?
Oh, what'd you get?
Holy shit! How did you manage this?
Share with the audience, Michael.
Nikki just got back from her shift at the comic shop.
Right, and what did she come back with?
She sent me a text earlier today with a picture of something that somebody pulled out of one of their booster packs. And I was like, oh my god, do want.
Ooh, very nice.
Wait, let me pull out better so you can see it.
Yeah. You have the Harley Quinn hero.
It's
clips.
Harley. Yes.
That is very cool.
So Nikki managed to get the Harley Quinn hero click. Badass. Okay, sorry. And she brought home a Harley Quinn graphic novel. Is this the one that has
cool? Looks like we have more stuff to talk about after the show then. Check it out a little more in depth.
Oh. Okay, so keep going about yours and I'll talk about mine.
Oh, that was the end of my thing with the Irredeemable.
Okay.
It's just it's an 8-volume series. All 8 volumes are out, so you can go get this. It just finished, I think, in May of 2012.
Sorry, I'm jazzed.
Really good reading. Not only is it really nice to see, not only the mindset of what it takes to make a superhero turn into a supervillain, it's explained enough to the point where you can start almost understanding it and almost relating to it. And I went, wow, that's some damn good writing.
Oh, cool. Then I definitely want to read it. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I mean, this was a Will Eisner nominee in 2011, I think, so.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Holy
and it completely
crap.
flew under the radar for me, so I was like, wow, okay. All right.
It's a full from a comic novel.
Wow.
This is going to be a comic-heavy episode, I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah.
Well, we picked up a couple other books the other day because, I was sick and we needed something to read.
Mm-hmm.
So we picked up, one of the books that we picked up was Batman and Son, which Nikki's currently reading, which is
That's the one with Damien, right?
It's the origin story for Damien.
Ah.
So it's when he first shows up and starts offing bad guys. I mean, literally offing them. But the other one, we have discovered the origin of the phrase, the goddamn Batman. It is from Batman and Robin All-Stars.
Okay. So you're saying this is something I need to read when I come over next time?
It's a story by Frank Miller.
Uh-huh.
Art by Jim Lee.
Okay.
And I haven't read all of it yet, but I could very easily see this being the prequel to Dark Knight Returns, because Batman is batshit insane.
Okay.
Like he's walking. There's one point where I think it was Robin was like looking at him, basically looking at him like, "What the hell do you think you're doing?" He's like, "What do you think I'm doing? I'm the goddamn Batman!" And he says it a couple times, and then he starts, kicking other superheroes' ass.
Mm-hmm.
Superman is just a naive dork. Was it Wonder Woman went off on him at one point?
Oh, Wonder Woman went off on him, Plastic Man, and Green Lantern.
Yeah, it was like kept referring to Clark Kent as a farm boy.
Very cool.
So, yeah, I haven't read all of it yet. I've just started reading it. Nikki read it all, and I can't wait to finish this.
Okay.
So that one, Batman and Son, is looking real good, and we just picked up Hush today, apparently.
So you have a lot to read after the show, then.
Oh, I have a lot of catching up to do.
Okay.
I have a lot of catching up to do.
All right. Well, should we continue on with the comics news because we're on this comic roll and then just go out of order?
More comic stuff? Let's do it.
Okay.
Order. This is our show. We do what we want.
Yeah, this is true. All right.
I do what I want.
So we've been already talking about stuff we've picked up, and we're talking about both current, mainstream, like, Batman, Harley Quinn, and whatnot. And then I've got a couple completely non-mainstream that are still absolutely incredible.
Comic Junkie, yeah. Comic Book Junkie's the same way. Which you can still get. It's just hard to find.
But there is a mainstream series that I'm very curious to check out. That's going to start up again, or reboot again, I should say, in April. It is the new X-Men. And the main reason why I'm kind of curious to see how this is going to go this time around, because X-Men has been around in one form or another for how many decades?
No, it's been around forever.
But this version, and I'll put a picture of the front cover, the cast is entirely female. So no Cyclops, no Wolverine, no Professor X, none of that.
Okay. Well, I can tell you why there's no Professor X. I can tell you exactly why there's no Professor X. Cyclops is in jail. And Professor X is dead. In the first issue of A versus X, Professor X is dead.
Well, give me
Red
a
Skull
spoiler
steals
alert for one.
That's the start of the series.
Okay. Well, I haven't read it yet, so that's why. So.
Yeah, no, Professor X is dead. I think Magneto is too, but I'm not positive on that one.
But of course, given the way comic books are, in one form or another, those characters will come back. So, I mean, how many times has Cable died? And he has now another a fourth series he's in now. So
bring it back, create a parallel planet. Yeah,
there's ways around to it.
So yeah, but that's why Charles isn't in this one, because he's dead.
Gotcha. So you have, I'll just go down the list real quick. You have Storm, you have Rogue, you have Cyclops, you have who is it? Can't remember the name of the one we were talking about before. Jean Grey's kid,
right?
Michelle Grey, I think is what it is. And I started reading her backstory a little more. Yeah, she is an incredible badass when she gets later on down the line.
Okay.
And so obviously, no male characters. The leader isn't actually Storm.
No, it's not.
It's Rogue, which was kind of confusing. And even more confusing than that is that she's not the main focus of this storyline.
Who is?
Jubilee. The little almost...
It's about time.
To me, Jubilee has always been like almost a throwaway character.
Well, she's borderline Dazzler. I mean, she's I can throw pretty lights. But...
The idea behind the storyline is Jubilee brings home an orphan baby who might be the key to mankind's survival. No original story there. Meanwhile, someone else shows up who's named Sublime, a villainous bacteria from Grant Morrison's new X-Men that can take over human beings, but currently faced with a threat of its own coming from outer space. Almost like a paradox thing going on.
Okay, so we've got another symbiote. Okay. Mm-hmm. So we've got another symbiote, only it's not Spidey's suit.
Yeah.
Did you notice how Storm's got her mohawk back?
Yes, and I remember reading somewhere... Okay, explain why. I do not know why.
I don't know if that's exactly why, but I think she's trying to reclaim herself because she's divorced now. For the longest time, Storm was married to Black Panther.
Right.
They're not married anymore.
And that's why she decided to go with the mohawk?
I think she's reclaiming herself or something.
Oh, okay, it's one of those female power thing. Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, great. Maybe she's gone gay. I don't know. Wouldn't be the first character to do it.
Yes, very true. There was a semi-recent series that started featuring gay superheroes as the main characters, and apparently a large number of people, not comic book fans, but just a large number of people got wind of this and actually started protesting against Stan Lee and all his comics and whatnot. So what does he do to in response? Puts the same gay couple kissing on the front cover.
Way to go, Stan.
Yeah.
Stan's old enough. He doesn't give a crap.
Exactly.
Stan's like, oh, really? F you. Yeah. No,
I mean, I still laugh at the fact that there's still millions upon millions of people out there who are like, okay, I do not understand. I'm going to go slightly political for half a second here.
Go for it.
I do not understand why people have a problem between people with different sexualities. Don't give a rat's ass about it myself. You guys want to have fun in either way? Go for it. Be my guest. Do not care. The people that complain about it, I hate those people with a passion. But then they go from protesting people in real life doing this to fictitious people in comic books doing it. I don't understand why.
I can tell you exactly why. Because it promotes the gay agenda. Them goddamn queers are going to cause all sorts of problems, don't you know? They're going to be responsible for the end of the world and earthquakes. I mean, there's actually somebody who actually blamed gay agenda for earthquakes.
I believe it. I believe it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a whole political rant on its own. Do you remember who the first openly gay superhero was?
I do not remember. Who was it?
It was Beast from the X-Men.
That's right.
And that was in, if I remember correctly, the early 90s. And there was a big hoo-ha over that.
Oh, yeah, I remember. Oh.
The LBGT community was like, oh, dude, right, awesome.
I remember watching the news, because one of the first times that the local news started covering Comic-Con, the year that started.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and they went crazy outside. I wish I was down there so I could just laugh against the protesters. But yeah, so anyways.
You know what? People are going to do what people are going to do. I mean, the problem is, are they doing it for the sake of doing it? Are they doing it for conflict's sake? Or are they doing it for other sake? It's like there's other characters that, okay, yeah, the character's gay, but that's not the focus of the story. Focus of the story is something else. This just happens to be there.
I honestly believe that for the majority...
If it's done that way, I'm cool with it. If it's done the, hello, I'm out, you got to take me, blah, 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 blah. Okay, no. Don't make a spectacle.
The Elton John of superheroes.
No, I don't know. I don't know if I'd go Elton John. No. The Frankenfurter of superheroes.
There you go. The way I see it, when it comes to these, mainstream superheroes, when they start announcing these kind of things, I believe it's for a purpose, and they actually go through the storyline and have a really rich background on it. And I really appreciate that.
And the fact that, ever since the Frank Miller days, once Frank Miller hit, and some others, not just him,
mm-hmm.
Once Frank Miller, McFarlane, and others hit the scene and started writing deeper, more complex storylines and darker and grittier storylines,
mm-hmm.
they can use it for this. I mean, they can use it as a platform to expose the hypocrisies in the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, that's political sense. Thanks, guys.
Political off of that. So, yeah. New X-Men starts in April. All-female cast. It looks interesting. I will definitely give it a shot.
I'm going to grab issue 1.
Yes. Well, going off on our tangent, it actually ties into one of our other stories in video games, namely about Star Wars MMO, SWTOR, the Old Republic.
God. You really want to go down this one? Okay.
It's in the news, and I still...
Why do you want to bring this one up? But okay.
Because I laugh my ass off that there's so many people against it, and I'm like, it's about time they added this in. And well, before we start talking about it, let's bring up the reason, exactly what we're talking about. Star Wars, the Old Republic, MMO, fun MMO. Michael got me hooked on it. The second MMO he's got me hooked on, and now he's trying to get me hooked on a third.
Yeah, the third is free to play out the gate. You just have to get the game.
It's $50. I don't have.
Try 60. Go on.
Okay. There's going to be a new downloadable add-on pack to features a new planet where players can enter same-sex relationships with other characters.
Flirtatious lines are being available, yeah.
And some people are going absolutely insane over this, saying that it'll destroy the game. Other gamers have been asking for this option since day one.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, were they asking for this back in the Old Republic, the original standalone RPG?
I don't know about that. But I know it was brought. I know there were groups. There were a lot of in the beta groups. There were a lot of folks who were gay, who were pushing, wanting to have something to, match that, or something they could be attracted to, other than just the flirtations between the males and females.
Honestly, I give them props for putting it in there, and sadly, they're not the first ones, at least in the sci-fi sense, in a video game. More recently, the Mass Effect series. I mean,
oh my God,
that allowed the go beyond flirtatious right off the gate, and a lot of people actually took that route. I'm sure.
Mm-mm.
Oh no, really?
I don't run FemShep.
Oh, I run FemShep, so yeah.
Yeah, I run male shep, and the guy characters are just boring to me. Remember, I'm pushing to get Tali.
Especially in
I'm
2.
going after.
In 2, the male characters were no.
Yeah, no, I'm going after Tali.
Although some of the conversations you could have with Garrus as a FemShep are hilarious. Oh my! I've been studying up certain ideas about how to not break you, and I need a lotion. And it was fun as hell. I need to play 3 eventually. But
I need to get 3, but I don't want to go out and buy it, and I don't want to. I'm really resisting supporting Origin.
You're gonna have to one way or the other. I highly doubt it's gonna break free of Origin and come back on Steam. So
I wish it would. I wish it would come back on Steam.
Yeah, especially because when you look on Origin and you're trying to, find Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 by itself as a download is like $40. For $10 more, you get the entire trilogy. For those who actually haven't played it yet.
I have 1 and 2.
Yeah, exactly. I already have 1 and 2. I just want to play 3. Give me 3. But as we started on Star Wars, we went to Mass Effect. But yeah, so
now we're on Dead. One of the guys in the thing is like Dead Space 3. I'm sorry, I'm not a big Dead Space fan. I tried it.
I'm not either.
I made the mistake of trying it on the iPad. Oh God, that was horrendous.
Well, I at least gave it a shot on the PS3.
Oh no. I tried it on I tried the iPad version, and I've tried the original. I think it came out on Wii originally, didn't it?
What, Dead Space?
Yeah.
I don't remember the first place it was on.
I thought it was a Nintendo game originally. Either way, I tried it, and I was not impressed with it. I'm not a big survival. I'm not a big horror fan.
And that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, exactly, and that's cool.
But yeah, but going back to it, we just want to make a mention. BioWare has finally announced you can have same-sex flirtations on one planet, which sucks. Although
that's the other thing, that's where the other sides are getting pissed about it. It's like they basically segregated into one planet. It's extra content that you have to pay for to get to.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be a subscriber to be able to get to this planet.
And one user actually wrote, and I quote, "Star Wars is a family-based story with nothing to do with what the hell is SGR?" It says with SGR. Please, BioWare, do not allow gay relationships in Star Wars: The Old Republic. It will ruin the game and make a lot of people leave it. Like you said, it's a paid DLC that you have that's completely separate from the storyline.
Yeah. If you don't want it, don't play it.
Yeah.
You don't want it, if you don't want that content, don't go to that planet.
And these are also the same people who will curse at you like you're are claiming that you're gay in first-person shooters. I never understood that. We're gonna.
I love the ones who try and accuse me of being gay because I pretty much only roll female characters.
I'm the same way where I roll mainly female characters when I have a choice, and I like to use the reason behind it that the creators of Tomb Raider put, because initially, correct me if I'm wrong.
I kind of blame Tomb Raider for that, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the whole thing with the main character for Tomb Raider was going to be male, and if I remember correctly, developers were looking at it and going, if I'm going to be staring at the back end of a character for 6 to 8 hours, it better be a female.
Yeah, it better be something I actually care about.
Isaac59 says in the chat, pay to gay.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I mean, and it's not so much that, I mean, yeah, that's a part of it, and that's also kind of a cop-out, too, but I just don't like playing male characters in games, usually.
Yeah.
Mass Effect's an aberration in that regard.
But yeah, so that's going on. If you want to play that, I might check it out once I actually have some extra money, so it can't be that much. It's like
I'm on a subscription. I'll probably hit the planet eventually.
Yeah.
Been too busy working on WoW and now freaking Guild Wars 2. Thanks, George. Dude, we're on George's server, and he's offered to drop us into the guild the second you come on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I got on today, managed to transfer in there. I got in the guild right away. You got a standing invite in the guild. Nikki's got a standing invite in the guild. Eventually.
Let me find a job first so I can start paying.
I don't need to make a new guild. We can name it the Guild of Calamitous Intent.
Ooh.
That would be awesome.
If it hasn't been taken already.
Probably have.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Star Wars, Michael and I've already talked to death in previous episodes about Disney buying LucasArts, or Lucasfilm, I should say, and of course they're going to be releasing brand new Star Wars films. Because they haven't really released any details about what those films are going to be about, who's actually directing them, rumors are aplenty all over the internet. And there was a new rumor last week that I wished so hard that it would have actually been true.
Mm-hmm.
It was rumored that Zack Snyder, who's done 300 and he's working on Man of Steel right now and a bunch of other cool movies, he was brought on to create a new Star Wars movie, a standalone Star Wars film with a storyline semi-based on Seven Samurai. I heard this and almost squealed with joy because that would have been an absolutely incredible movie.
And it's going to be all green screen.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to have somebody at some point.
The prequel trilogy was all green screen, if you remember.
Somebody's going to be sitting there going, for the Empire.
I mean, it's like, yo, dog, I heard you like green screen, so I put green screen.
This is Yavin! Boom!
Some of the details that were rumored to come out is that it was going to be a standalone movie. It was going to take place after Episode 6 and tell a story, of course, in the same time frame as movies 7, 8, and 9. And Seven Samurai has already been touted by George Lucas as one of the primary influences of the original Star Wars trilogy.
Kira Kurosawa films in general, yeah.
Yes. And so I was like, yeah, this is going to be amazing. Nope. Reps for Zack Snyder have already come out that said, denied it, saying the director is not attached to any current Star Wars projects.
Pity. That would have been really cool.
Even though it's already been confirmed that Snyder actually flew out to meet the Lucasfilm reps. Now, here's the thing, though. Some people are actually still trying to hope this actually happens for the sole fact that, yes, it was confirmed that Snyder went out there and talked to them. And even though they're denying it right now, it could be just because they haven't finalized a contract or haven't even started production yet, or even pre-production for it. So maybe it's not the right time for them to actually make the announcement.
Maybe he's finally starting the...
Go ahead.
Maybe he's finally starting the damn World of Warcraft movie he teased.
How many years ago was that?
BlizzCon number 2.
Yeah, I was going to say. That, and then, well, not Zack Snyder, but the other people have already,
Well, it was Legendary Films specifically, but...
what was another video game movie that's been heavily teased and is not going to happen now? The Halo movie was going to be with WetaWorks, or Weta Digital. Could have been good, and then they stopped. And although I will say this for the possibility of a Halo film, is that the 4-part series, web series that came out for prequel for Halo 4 was major movie production style quality. Maybe that was just a test run to see if they could.
Mm-hmm.
We already know that Ubisoft is making not only a Splinter Cell movie, but also an Assassin's Creed movie, and I think a couple other games.
As long as they don't give any of it to Uwe Boll. If anybody gives it to Uwe Boll, they need to be shot.
Uwe Boll just need to be shot right now.
People still give him money to make movies. I don't know why.
I don't know.
After what he did to the Hitman franchise and everything else he's touched, between Hitman, Blood Rain, oh my God, what movies that he's touched haven't he ruined?
So he's done vampire ones. He's done. He hasn't done a zombie one yet. I don't think he has.
Oh no, but I stumbled across something the other day that shocked me.
What's up?
Since we're reforming, do you know that not only was there Blood Rain 1, there's a 2 and a 3.
I heard about the 2. I didn't know there was a third one.
I happened to catch the last 40 minutes of it last night.
You lasted 40 minutes watching through an Uwe Boll movie?
It was. I don't think it was Uwe Boll. I don't think it was him. Somebody else. But what struck me as funny is, you remember Michael Pare?
Yeah, vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, he's done a whole bunch of movies, and a lot of people were really into him. He is the head Nazi vampire. I shit you not. It is Blood Rain 3, The Third Reich.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah. And the chick they've got playing Blood Rain doesn't even look okay. She's got the leather bustier and the boobs up to here. She kicks and fights, but she doesn't have the cool ass sword. She doesn't have the hair things. She doesn't have good boobs either because there's a sex scene. But
that's horrible. Okay.
Oh, I'm looking at this going, really? And it's got Clint Howard in it.
Really?
Yeah, Clint. It's a Clint Howard's in this movie, and he does the worst German accent ever. It's funny because I know Clint Howard can do a German accent. I've heard him do it in other shows.
That's funny.
Oh my god, it's lame. It's like, really? You guys just phone this crap in.
Do what you got to do, I guess.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're tangent hopping all over the place.
We are.
It's general geekery. That's what you get.
Exactly. Well, I know we started.
House of the Dead is too. Oh god.
House of the Dead.
Uh,
Zombies. Speaking of zombies, let's talk about a TV show about zombies that hasn't been done to death yet, because right now the current trend is all vampires, thanks to Captain Sparkles and crew.
Actually, no. The current trend is not well, it is vampires, but it's not.
Oh, that's right. There's zombies for Walking Dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got Walking Dead, and there's other ones too.
But there's a new another one that's been off and on in development, and now it's been announced it's back into development.
Well, it originally started as that, then it became a film, then it's looking like it's going back to TV.
What we're talking about is Zombieland. Zombieland has, again, made an announcement they're going back to development for a TV show. They just released a bunch of casting calls. Yeah, this could be good.
How's he going to get Twinkies?
I don't know. How they okay? They would have to go to Canada because Canada still has Twinkies.
Oh, okay. Okay. So he can still get his Twinkies then.
Yes. Sadly, none of the cast members from the movie have been announced that they're going to come back to reprise their roles, even though the TV series is about those 4 characters.
Well, wait a minute. But in movie 2, they came back, didn't they?
There's not a second Zombieland.
Dude, it's in post.
Really?
Yeah.
How has that flown under my radar? Oh, well.
Yeah. Zombieland 2 is in post.
Well, cool. That would be nice. I'm completely... That's... Okay, yeah, that's really cool. I did not know that.
I'll see if I can go find that. Hang on.
Well, while you're going through this, the TV series reportedly is going to be strengthening the bond and family dynamic between Tallahassee, Columbus, Wichita, and Little Rock, which, the 4 main characters from the series. Also, a number of zombies, and, of course, also the... all the rules of survival, which worked very well in a movie setting, but I wonder, because if you try to turn it into a TV series, would it actually start getting a little dated? Or would they be going down, like, the bro code route in How I Met Your Mother, as they keep on adding more and more and more to it?
The bro code.
Because, I love that book. Actually, I have all 3 books. Neil Patrick Harris. The world's straightest gay guy.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's casting calls right now for a possible Zombieland TV show. I think it could be funny if they have the right writers, because if they start just picking standard sitcom writers to write these episodes, I think it's going to fail within 5 episodes, which will be sad, because then there'll be not a chance for a possible movie sequel. But as I've been notified about 2 minutes ago, there is a sequel that's in post now, in post-production.
I'm wrong, by the way.
You are wrong. Oh.
I am wrong. It's in pre, actually.
Oh. Really?
Ruben Fleischer offers Zombieland 2 update, says there are no immediate plans for the film, and teases storyline. So they've got the writer, they've got the director.
So basically, the TV show is just as far in the production as the movie sequel is.
Oh man, that sucks.
Oh well.
I had heard they had already shot it.
Oh, well. That sucks. All right. Well, let's run to some anime news, shall we, to wrap this up? Because we've got about another 10 minutes left.
Sure.
Let's talk about Aniplex USA, for starters.
Yeah.
A couple nights ago, Aniplex of America, the stateside partner of the company, decided to host their first live stream to talk about what they normally would talk about at panels all over the country. So it's like, it makes me wonder if they're going to be like limiting their con appearance, or this is just an addition to that. So, their Aniplex guy, EJ Rivera, he was making some announcements that's already been, or repeating some previous announcements, like, Bakemonogatari is going to get a Blu-ray set for like $150.
That's a little much, but still cool.
That's nothing compared to what they announced in terms of pricings. They announced actually a guest for SakuraCon up in Seattle. That the author of Sword Art Online and Excel World, Reki Kawahara, is going to be a guest up there in April. And he's making an exclusive wall scroll for that con, which is like, I want to go. I want to go. I've been to SakuraCon before, and it's amazing.
Are they going to be selling this wall scroll, or
they said it will be offered, so probably sell.
Then we have to contact a couple friends, send them over to SakuraCon, and
or we contact our friends in Aniplex, and we'll find out where.
That's true. I could call EJ and ask him.
Yeah, that's true. Someone blatantly asked in the chat during the stream, "Are you making a dub for Sword Art Online?" And he evaded that question, going, "I really can't comment on that right now." So yes, there's going to be a dub.
Translation: it's in negotiation. Yeah. That's exactly what that translates to.
We can neither confirm nor deny the. They have no idea what's going on with the third Madoka movie, because that hasn't even been released yet in Japan. So, and they're still working on a Blu-ray stateside release of Mikunopolis. Really, you guys couldn't just get the Blu-ray? That never mind. I'm not going to get into the details of that.
Well, no. Although, last time I had a meeting with him a while ago, I pointed out the whole fact that they misspelled my name on the disc.
That's right.
Supposedly they're going to fix it. They're going to fix it.
They better give you a copy to confirm that.
Oh, that's why I'm gonna contact EJ and go, yeah, remember that conversation we had? Yeah. Don't forget to spell my name right this time, please.
I remember you were pretty pissed because you bought one and it shipped in, and when you got it, it was like, they spelled my name wrong. Like Michelle Underwood or something like that.
I'm French all of a sudden. I knew about the misspelling beforehand. I was when I last Tokyo trip I made. They showed me the proof disc.
Okay.
And this credit scrolled. I'm like, you misspelled my name. Because they'd also misspelled it in the program, if you remember.
Oh, that's right. So,
anyway.
Yeah, conversation. Anyways, yeah. So, some of the new things that they announced the Blu-ray release for the sequel to Bakemonogatari, Nisei Monogatari. All 11 episodes on 5 Blu-ray discs. All the same things you got for Bakemonogatari. That's going to be $150, just like the first season. Not surprising whatsoever.
$300 for 2 shows?
It gets worse. Then they made the announcement about Oriimo, or Ori no Emoto. I absolutely loved this series when it came out. And it's short. It's only, there was 12 episodes plus 4 web-only bonus episodes, kind of like good and bad endings. They released a DVD set for $50 last year. And I was tempted to buy it until I thought, I'm going to wait till they finally announce the Blu-ray version. They finally did a couple nights ago. It's going to be out for pre-order in a couple days. It's all 16 episodes. Has a bunch of bonus features, color commentary on 4 episodes, bunch of nice stuff. And it's in Blu-ray. I'm going to really enjoy it. And then they announced the price, and I went $329.98.
So they're basically trying to jack the U.S. like they jacked Japan.
Yeah, they're basically saying what works in Japan should and will work in the States.
Yeah, good luck with that.
No.
Good luck with that.
We can go into a big old argument about which country values the anime more in terms of dollar signs. Yes, we know it's a very relatively small amount of fans in Japan that actually support the industry over there because they're willing to pay $100 for a Blu-ray with 1, maybe 2 episodes on it. That doesn't fly stateside. We have a kind of different value on that. I get pissed if I'm being charged more than $50 for an entire series on Blu-ray.
Well, and you know who you can, well, 100, depending on how many episodes, because like, okay, you remember the Ranma box sets?
Yes, I have
Those were $100 a season.
Yes.
That's not bad. That was a reasonable
for what you got in each box set for the season.
Episodes.
Yeah.
You got 24 episodes, clean openings, clean endings, and some promotional stuff.
And for $100, that was worth it.
That was completely worth it. So, but the problem is, if you want to blame anybody for this, you have to blame, honestly, Pioneer. Pioneer started the trend of the complete series box set for under $100.
Mm-hmm.
When I bought the Tenchi box set, when they first released it on DVD, it was, I think they had it for, I paid $75 at Ken Crane's.
I remember Ken Crane's.
Yeah. I mean, now they're DVD Planet, but they're not as good as they used to be. But so that time frame during the anime bubble of the late 90s, early 2000s, they slit their own throat. They made their bed by offering complete series or groups of episodes for a much lower price. It's kind of hard to put that genie back in the bottle.
Yes, it is. And
even on Blu-ray.
Yeah. But it's like $300 for 16 episodes.
And you know what they're going to blame? You know exactly what they're going to blame.
Pirates. They're going to blame piracy.
What?
They're going to
blame piracy. They're going to blame torrents. They're going to blame
fan
digisubs,
subgroups.
And blah, 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 blah. And you know what, kids? You're slitting your own throat.
And we're not going to get into that because that could be an entire episode just about
that. That's a long-ass rant right there.
Yeah. One we might take in the future just because we can. But yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, they're gonna hurt themselves more than they help.
Well, I already sent an email to EJ over at Aniplex of America, inviting him to come on the show if he wanted to talk about things. So we'll see if I get a response.
Okay, sounds good.
If not, I can bug him at the next Aniplex event and corner him.
We could just drive to the office.
That's true. We could
call him up, say, "Hey, EJ, let's do lunch." Got a couple questions for you, man.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not even, okay. Not going to talk about it because that could be a whole nother episode. Let's plan an episode for that.
Yeah, we'll just work ourselves up into a tizzy if we do that.
Let's table that for another episode.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some good and bad news in the anime world. Excel World. Excel World is an amazing series. And I wish it would come stateside faster.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, I couldn't believe this. So, Viz announced that for those of you who really enjoyed watching Excel World, it was on Crunchyroll, I believe, right? It
was on Hulu.
That was on Hulu, that's right, my bad. That was the subbed-only version, was available there. You can watch it for free. Amazing series.
And I did.
And then they announced, you know what? We're going to release it stateside in dub only on our own streaming service.
Yeah.
So Excel World is coming to Neon Alley, English dub only, uncut.
Everything uncut?
Uncut, they said. Which, because Neon Alley, that's one of their big things. Neon Alley is known for two things. One, all English dubbed, and two, all uncut. Which, I can remember a few scenes in Excel where I'm like, uncut, you say?
Yeah. Interesting. I have a feeling these kids are miraculously suddenly going to become college students.
Yes.
I think you know the scenes I'm talking about.
I know exactly what scenes you're talking about, and yeah. So
yeah, they're suddenly going to go from high schoolers to college kids.
Yeah. They'll find a way. They'll have to. But,
oh, man.
I mean, I give Viz props for bringing some really cool series, I should say, to a single streaming service. So, kind of like what Crunchyroll does, but they start getting like the best of. You have like Blue Exorcist, now you have Excel World. They already had Tiger and Bunny. on a couple other series like that.
They've also got a lot of classics too.
They do.
They've got, I mean, they're the ones who did Ranma.
And for those people who actually appreciate dubs, I mean, I appreciate a good dub. Do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those, like, I must only watch it in sub. I'll watch a good dub.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure there are people who are, just dub, probably more newer fans of anime. And I think it's a good idea that Viz actually has this service. But I still believe to this day they're almost shooting themselves in the foot for only going dub. They should offer dub and sub.
Well, but at the same time, I mean, you're right. It's we had this discussion way back in the day. I mean, it's a second audio program, flip a switch. It's like SAP on your TV.
Exactly.
It's not that hard to encode it into the bit stream. Audio doesn't take up that much when you're streaming it. It's not like they're not streaming 5.1, are they?
No.
Then where's the problem? It's not that much more in the data stream.
Which I gotta say real quick, going back to what we were talking about before with the Aniplex stuff. Nissan Monogatari, $150.
Toothbrush rape.
Orimo is $330.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them are 5.1. They're 2.0 stereo.
They weren't made 5.1. They would have to completely remix it.
If
The original 5.1.
I believe the original Orimo was 5.1, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
The Gotharis weren't.
Yeah. Well,
They were straight stereo.
I was hoping for a 5.1, but oh well.
I don't have a 5.1 setup, so it doesn't really bother me.
True.
Nishi Monogatari is the toothbrush rape anime, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And that one scene is so prevalent that when EJ made the announcement about Nissan Monogatari, he said, "Get your toothbrushes ready."
Did he really?
Yes, he did. I lost it when he said that. I'm like,
oh, points to EJ. Points to EJ. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was going to end tonight's episode with an English dub preview of a Tenchi Muyo series. I'm just going to skip it. I'm just going to skip it to avoid all problems with that.
Yeah, because that's one where the English dub is bad.
Yeah. What we're talking about, it's a spin-off of the Tenchi Muyo series called Tenchi Muyo War on Geminar. This series came out in like 2001, something like that, in Japan.
No, not that old, but it's old. It's been around a long time, but it's not 2001.
Is it 2001? I thought, okay, I could be wrong.
I thought it was 2006. Let me verify.
Okay, while he's looking that up. Funimation only recently announced the acquisition of the title. When we mean spin-off, we mean the amount of references to other Tenchi Muyo series is like once every 12 episodes, and that's like a brief mention. So this is almost completely standalone series, which they somehow tied into the Tenchi Muyo universe. So,
well, I can tell you exactly how they tied into it. The main character is the kid, Kenshi. His last name is Sasaki. B, you remember the episode where the baby got brought over to Tenchi? At the Tenchi house?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, okay, I could see that tie-in, but they really don't reference that often, though.
No, the main thing is, it's 15-year-old boy. Hang on, I'm looking. Tenchi, he's the younger half-brother of Tenchi Masaki's son.
Yeah.
So he's Nobuyuki's son.
But what's nice about this series, I would say, is that the use of the mechs was tastefully done. I will say
2009.
that. 2009. Okay, I was completely wrong. I was off by 8 years. But the series, like I said, tastefully uses mechs. It doesn't emphasize mech battle, but when it's used well.
It's like the mechs are very Escaflowne-like. They feel very Escaflowne in the fluidness and the design styles. Do you know what I'm talking? You remember the Escaflowne?
I remember, yes.
Yeah, they're kind of like that styling. They're the fluid swooping armor types, as opposed to the all the massively cubist Gundam type stuff.
But yeah, so they made the announcement. They released a trailer for the English dub. They haven't released any trailer for the the Japanese dub, or mention if the DVD or Blu-ray release will actually include the Japanese dub, which was actually pretty good. But yeah, coming sometime this year. If you guys haven't checked it out yet and you're a fan of the Tenchi series, definitely check it out. Okay.
Okay. Don't check it out if you're a Tenchi fan. Check it out on its own merits, because you can't compare. Other than the fact that it's a harem anime and the kid's name is named Masaki, they're not related.
Come on. I was waiting for them to go check it out and then come back and rage at us. Come on. Okay. Last thing.
Don't be gay, Sparky. Don't be gay.
The last thing I want to talk about is very odd for this show. We're going to talk about a basketball court.
But it's a kick-ass basketball court.
Yes, it is. There is this new technology from a German company called ASB Systembau. And they bill it as the most advanced flooring system in the world.
Switch picture.
Yeah. As you can see, it's completely customizable. It's embedded with lighting elements. It utilizes reinforced glass panels, which are set on an aluminum substructure embedding for all the lighting underneath. So they've actually treated the glass to make it, react and feel like if you're on a hardwood court. But as you can see, you can customize the lines and design to anything you want, where there could be basketball, squash, badminton, volleyball. You can put it in multiple different courts, like this one shown right here. And
I saw a hockey layout there. Throw ice on top of that sucker.
And then here, people playing basketball with the lights on.
Are you sure that's a glass substrate and not an acrylic?
That's what the press release states.
Wow.
Floor is made from tempered security glass and can withstand enormous impact. The panels are made from two specially treated glass plates held together by a PVB safety layer.
Okay. That's really cool.
And this is all from a school in Germany that actually used this. Although this is not the first usage of the court. The first usage of this technology was actually used on a cruise ship.
Makes sense.
So you be able to utilize a small space. That makes perfect sense.
Now, how long do you think it's going to be before they make it truly customizable? I.e., it's a giant display.
I want a giant display. Oh man, yes, you can. Currently, if you watch certain concerts and whatnot, they have like a really cool LED floor, but that's not the same as that though.
Well, effectively, what you would do is you would make it like a giant video wall that you can walk on.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be really cool. And then if you find some
creepy as hell too.
Just imagine if you start taking this technology, like the next generation of this technology, then you incorporate interactive elements, whether it's going to track your steps via touch or infrared or cameras, a puck.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
You see where I'm going with this?
Puck streaking. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Be a lot of fun.
So,
be like a giant pong board.
Now, could you imagine, like, say, the third generation of this technology, where they could start using this in households? Not just on floors, but on walls and.
Oh yeah.
You start getting to the hologram house of the future that you see all the time in anime.
Yeah, you're getting closer and closer to that.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I thought it was a really cool idea they started using this technology in this format. I'm waiting. Now, I'm guessing within 3 to 5 years we'll start seeing this used in like the NBA, possibly.
Maybe. I don't know. Until they get multicolored with it, I don't think they're gonna. Now, are they using?
They say that it can display video and be converted into a gigantic video screen, but they have no footage of that. So
they're not using. That answers my next question. Was if they were using a EOP, the electropolymer stuff.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, so imagine like a giant basketball court that you can turn into a giant display. How cool would that be?
Awesome. That'd be kind of cool.
It'll get more people involved in sports, I'll say that.
Or you can get a lot of fun with it, and we mentioned the Tron thing earlier. Have the circles from the first one.
Oh man,
Get your little RC car and do the light walls.
You know, Disney has money; they can do this. Let's have them bring back electronica and use this technology, and instead of the arcade, turn that into this.
Nice, nice, good. Idea.
And there's our weekly Disney quote.
From my mother's basement, unofficially brought to you by Disney.
It had to happen one way or another. All right, as we always wrap these up with, well, Michael, you've already talked about what you've been watching.
I'd say we started with what we were watching.
Yeah, me, I've been watching a bunch more anime. You can find more information about that on my Wednesday show, which is Anna Break at 7 p.m. But yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. Michael, do you have anything else to add, or?
Nope, I'm good.
All right, then I guess we can wrap this up.
At the end of the month.
Yep. All right, everybody, thank you very much for joining us for this episode for Formula's Basement. I'm Jason. And we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, everybody.